Hello everyone, my name is Relaine. Together with my mom Marietta, we own a hot yoga and Pilates studio in Durbanville called YamaYoga. Today I'm going to guide you through the warm-up of the Hot 26, which consists out of the standing deep breathing, the standing side stretch, awkward pose, as well as eagle. So usually we have the room that is heated with a temperature of up to 38 degrees Celsius and also quite a high intensity of humidity. Today we don't have that, and we have to do with what we have. We have to make the best of what we have. So I've really come to love Vinyasa, and Vinyasa is where we combine our breath with synchronized movements, and then we also have borrowed sun salutes for the Vinyasa flow from a practice called Ashtanga. So I'm going to use that to build up our internal warmth in our body, so we can create our own warmth, so we can create our own endurance, our own flexibility, and our own intensity in our practice. If this is a little too much for you, then you can come to stand in Tadasana, but I will explain as we go along. And I welcome you to your mat. Let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start in Tadasana, which is mountain pose, and part of the sun salutations, which we're going to do 5 of. So I'm going to show you different variations from beginner level all the way up to the more intermediate level. Okay, so I'm going to start with a wider stance in Tadasana. So I'm going to ask you to separate your heels, and then I'm going to ask you to just draw your toes in line with your heels, separating your toes. This is a nice way to bring us into more into more of a balance. Okay, and then from here, this pose allows you to strengthen your ankles, Tadasana. It allows you to strengthen your thighs and your legs. So lift your toes up, spread them a little, and then reintroduce them back into the mat. And then also this pose improves posture. So start to work from the ground up. Firm your feet, firm your legs, slight tilt of the tailbone down, pull the belly button slightly inwards and upwards. As you do so, just allow your collarbones to open wide as you draw your shoulders down your back. Spread your arms down your armpits, turn your palms forward, tuck your chin slightly in and lengthen through the back of the neck. Now feel how you can grow tall. Feel your stance in your posture, and allow the crown of the head to elongate to the ceiling, and feel the force of gravity pull your feet and root it into the earth. Feel stable, feel secure. For me, I like this pose because it helps me to reconnect to my breath and improves my mental clarity as I move through my practice, especially when it becomes a little bit more intense. So with that, I bring my hands to my heart and Anjali Mudra as I seal my intention. You can do your own intention should you wish. I'll bring our eyes to close just to bring the gaze within. Take a nice inhale and an exhale. Next inhalation, open your eyes. Slight bend through the knees, send the hips back, the heart forward. Exhale as you fold, bring your hands to the floor. You can also bring fingertips to the floor. Inhale, bring your hands on your shin bones. I like this because it gives me that little bit of an extra lumbar extension. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor, and it's a simple step back into plank. Here, lower your knees down and lengthen your chest forward along with your gaze. Tuck the toes at the back, keep them tucked. Move back into child's pose. This is a nice exhale here. And then all the way back up into downward facing dog. So this would be your first variation if you really feel like you just need to move and you don't want to add too much intensity. You can also just stay in child's pose and stay shorter in down dog. You look to the top of the mat and you make your way there. Feet again hip distance apart. Inhale, half lift, hands on shins or floor, whatever you prefer. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the ground. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, reach your arms up, press your feet into the floor. High mountain. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, to your sides, Tadasana. Focus on your stability. Focus on the security of your feet rooted. Inhale, second round, arms up. High mountain. Exhale, bend through your hips and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. And let's exhale, a step back into plank. In plank, hold and lower your knees down. Again, you can stay here, or you can do a nice push-up, squeezing the arms into the sideline of the body. Slowly press back up. And again, we revisit child's pose, keeping the toes tucked. And then elevating the hips up to down dog. Again, push the floor away from you through your palms and use that push to send the hips back and up. Looking to the top of the mat, again stepping there or walking. Inhale, half lift. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, reach up, come to stand. Full breath in here. Exhale, find your balance. Tadasana. Now bring your big toes together and your heels slightly wedged apart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge through your hips, forward through your heart. Straight back, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands to the ground. And it's a step or jump back into plank. You can hold plank, or you can lower your knees down. You can even add a push-up. Hips go to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Press the ground away quite forcefully out of the hands. Elongate your spine up to the ceiling, specifically the lower back. And then we look forward. Inhale, lift the one leg up. Look forward, step, step. Half lift as you inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach your arms up. Full breath in, come to stand. Exhale, reconnect. Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms up. High mountain. Exhale, hinge through your hips. Lean through your heart. Exhale as you fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. It's a step or jump back into plank. Hold plank. If you like, you can also lower your knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Take your whole body to the ground. Draw your shoulders down your back. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhale, lower your chest halfway down. And here you can go back into child's pose or straight up into plank, into down dog. Alternate leg lift to the ceiling, that's your inhale. Look forward, step, step. Inhale, half lift. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, reach up, come to stand. Exhale, hands to sides, Tadasana. This is the last variation. Inhale, reach your arms up, maybe looking up. On your exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. You can step or jump back straight into chaturanga. And then come forward, thighs lift off the floor, up dog. Lift your hips back to down dog. From down dog, you can either walk, step, or jump. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach to stand. Full breath in. Exhale. Tadasana. We're going to start our Hot 26 series with pranayama, which is the standing deep breathing. For this series, we change the feet, bringing the big toes together and the heels together. We're going to breathe in through the nose for the count of 6 and out through the mouth for the count of 6. And that's the only time that we will be breathing out through the mouth. I'm going to do 10 rounds. I'm going to cue you through the first 5, and then I'm going to do the next 5 with you. We use the arms in this pranayama as well. So I would like you to feel as your elbows lift, your breath expands, and as your elbows close, your breath closes or your ribs closes as well, pressing the air out of the diaphragm. So to begin, interlace your 10 fingers. Stand nice and tall, firm through your feet. First 2 knuckles go slightly under the chin and the thumb knuckles slightly touch the throat. Gaze ahead, point your elbows down. Exhale, empty your lungs. Firm legs. Inhale, breathe through your nose. 1, 2, leave your chin down. 3, 4, 5, 6. Press chin down slightly. On your exhale, look to the ceiling, breathing out from the mouth. Squeezing your wrists together, then the forearms, breathing out still, squeezing the elbows. Inhale, as your elbows expand, take your chin down. Breathe in, expand through the diaphragm, press your ribs out sideways. 1 more inhale. Open your mouth, exhale, look up. High sound coming from the back of your throat, squeezing wrists, slowly then squeezing forearms, and then elbows, and then thighs. Inhale, chin comes down. Elbows up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lengthen the back of the neck. 5 and 6. Open the mouth wide, look up, exhale. As you squeeze your forearms, close the ribs, squeeze the thighs, and now lastly squeeze the elbows as you press the breath out, belly in. Inhale, 1, chin down. 2, 3, elbows up. Flare the breath all the way into the sides of the ribs, into the back of the body, into the front of the body. 1 more sip of air. Open the mouth wide. Exhale. Squeeze the air from the back of the throat. Squeeze wrists, forearms together. Squeeze the breath out of the belly as you pull the belly button back. Exhale. Lastly, point the elbows slightly more forward. Inhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale. 6, looking up. 5, 4, squeezing forearms. 3, 2, 1. I'm joining in. Inhale. Second last one. The last one. Hold at the top, take 1 more sip of air. Full exhale slowly. Bring your hands to your sides. Give yourself a nice shoulder loop forward, back and down. Tuck your chin and just slide your chin from one armpit over to the other armpit. And then I'm just going to face you. Stay facing forward. We're moving in through Ardha Chandrasana. So you're welcome to do everything twice. I'm just going to show everything once. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Interlace all 10 fingers. Release your index fingers like so. So your fingers are pointing right up to the ceiling. Take a nice inhale here, and on your exhale, we've warmed up the body, but give yourself 1 tick-tock over to right and then to left. Inhale, bring yourself back to center, firm the legs, take the weight into the heels, stand up tall, reach your fingers as high as you can, and then squeeze and pull the body over to the right. Let's start from the ground up. Weight is in the heels, and then firm your legs together. Weight is equally in both of your heels. Lift your kneecaps up, firm your thighs. Take the tailbone slightly down, point the hips forward, point the shoulders forward. Reach and extend right through the fingertips. Take your top hand as you gently pull the bottom hand, and the bottom hand as you gently pull the top hand. Keep focusing on the integrity of the pose rather of going deeper into it. And when you're ready, take a nice inhale. As you exhale, you start to go a little deeper. Try and stretch rather than going down. Reach. 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Take a recovery exhale here. Full inhale as you narrow through your waistline. Lift out of your hips, up and over to the opposite left. Weight again is into the heels, legs are firm, kneecaps are drawn up, thighs are squeezing together, tailbone is down. Push your hips forward, close your ribs and draw your belly button inwards and upwards. Bottom hand pulls the top arm pulls the bottom arm. Focus on pointing the hips and the shoulders forward. Take an inhale again and gently draw yourself up and over to the right for 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Again, I'm going to turn away from you. You're just going to stay where you're at. You're going to make your hands into this. Otherwise, you keep the arms over your head and you do the back bend like that, if that is what you're used to. Otherwise, cup your head in your hand. So your thumbs are basically where your hairline starts, and you can see your elbows and your peripheral vision. Here, what I'd like you to do is bend your knees. Transition your weight back into your heels. And then just tilt your head up to the ceiling. Neck is completely loose here. Start to suck your legs together as you straighten them right up. Good. And then from there, you kind of just allow your eyes to drift up and back. Push your thighs forward, lift your heart. Push your stomach forward, inhale, lift your heart. Push your hips forward, inhale, lift your heart. And you can go as you hold yourself steady through the legs. Soften the face. Inhale, come back to center. Reach your arms back up into your Ardha Chandrasana bind. I'm going to turn facing forward. Slight bend in the knees, send the pelvis back, heart forward. Slowly make your way down to your thighs. Now I'm going to stay slightly lifted so that you can hear me and my voice doesn't sound muffled. If you're quite new at this and your hamstrings are tight, make your feet again hip distance apart and hold wherever you can reach, even if it's on the outside blades of the feet. Alternatively, we take the hands onto the calf muscles, lift the heels up gently, and step on the fingers from behind. The fingers are now facing the same ways as your toes, forwards. Good. From here, start to gently grip on the heels as you push your stomach against your thighs. Grip on the heels as you push your chest against your knees. Grip on your heels as you start to tuck your chin in and allow your chin to tuck upwards as you get your chin below your knees. Gently pull a little bit more and use the thighs to push into the stomach and the stomach to press and compress into the thighs. Draw the shoulders away from your ears and tuck yourself in for 3, 2, 1. Gently gaze forward. Reach your hands over your head, Ardha Chandrasana, arms alongside your ears. Inhale, come up, press through your legs, arms, head, shoulders, chest, and exhale, hands to sides. Good. Again, you can do that another time. Alternatively, we're going to move into Utkatasana. From Utkatasana, we're going to separate the feet hip distance apart. So, again, you can just simply heel toe the feet out. If you want to check, take your 2 fists, push them together and place them in between your feet. Good. Make sure that your second toe is shining forward and your feet is completely parallel. Reach your hands forward. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, sit back into Utkatasana. Good. Breathe. Your fingers are lining up with your shoulders. They are shooting forward and your hips are reaching back. Weight is in the heels. Draw the belly flesh up. Draw the heart forward. Good. Hold. As you exhale, sink your hips a little deeper, bringing your thighs parallel to the ground. Keep your chest lifted. Turn your palms forward. Shrug your shoulders back. Reintroduce palms to the ground. Sink. 3, 2. Drishti is straight ahead. Inhale, use your legs, stand up to straighten them. Exhale, soften your shoulders, rise onto your tippy toes. Draw your arms down your armpits, bend your knees forward. Pin your belly button back and slide your body down an imaginary wall. This is really working all the metatarsals of the feet. So lift your one heel as high as you can, hold. Other heel as high as you can, hold. Close the ribs as you push through your big toes. Draw your shoulders down. 3, 2, 1. Straighten your legs, inhale. Lift your kneecaps, rise. Exhale, soften your heels down. If the arms are tired, take them back, bring them forward just to stretch. Pigeon your toes slightly into face, not touch. I'm going to add a different variation, holding the elbows and bringing the knees together. Do not let the elbows sink. Try not to lean forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, close your ribs. Start to go down. Then your heels will start to lift slightly off the floor. Slide your body down that imaginary wall. Once you find your balance, stretch your arms forward. Shrug your shoulders down. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Point your knees down. Tuck your tailbone in slightly so ever and push the hips forward. 3 breaths. 2, 1. To come up, don't rise. Just lower your heels. Step your feet together and your hands to sides. We're moving into Eagle Garudasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, we take the right arm underneath the left, crossing at the elbows, the forearms, and if available, the wrists. If this is not available for your arms, bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest. Sit back, Utkatasana. Weight is in the heels, we firm the belly, we lift the right leg up, and we wrap it over and around the left. From here, find your drishti ahead and gaze past the flesh of your hands. Push the hips forward, point the knees forward. And then allow your legs to hug one another. And feel like you can break your legs apart. Feel like you can break your arms apart. Pull the belly up, pull the elbows down. Take an inhale. On your exhale, draw the ribs back and sink for 3. Starting to point the knees forward. 2 and 1. Reverse your arms up to the ceiling. Let your palms touch. On your exhale, we move opposite, left arm underneath the right. Take a nice inhale, exhale, sit back, Utkatasana, lift the belly. Lift the left leg, wrap it nice and over and around. Find your sense of drishti, point your hips forward, take your shoulders and line it up with your hips backwards slightly. Take a nice inhale, squeeze your legs together, break your arms apart, lift the belly again. Take an inhale, on your exhale, sink. Squat down, 3, 2, 1. Reverse, step your feet together, inhale, arms up. Exhaling forward, float to the floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Vinyasa flow, whichever you prefer. You're going to come down all the way to a seat. So staying just in down dog, inhaling and exhaling. And then bringing yourself to a seat to the top of your mat. Good. From here, you can bring the feet hip distance apart again. Reach your hands forward and control your roll back. You're going to take your right leg up to the ceiling, cross over at the knee. Topple your legs over to the left and look over to the right. You're going to bring your legs back to center and change direction. So left leg over the right, legs drop to the right, and you look over to the left. Bring your legs back to center. And we're going to move into Shavasana now. So you can bring your legs straight out ahead of you. And you can decide if you want to separate your legs or bring your heels together. Let your arms just rest to the sides of you. Good. I'm going to leave you here and I'm going to guide you through a slow or just a little bit of a Shavasana. And before we go into that, I'd really like to thank you for showing up for practice today, for reconnecting to your body and your breath and just bringing awareness back to movement. And if you enjoyed this, look out for part 2, which will be the balancing sequence of the Hot 26. It was really a pleasure and a privilege to guide you. Namaste. In Shavasana, allow your body to start to cool down. Feel your legs, make them heavy. Feel your arms and make them heavy too. Soften your eyebrows, separate the space between them, and sink your eyes backwards towards your skull. Now sink your skull backwards towards the earth. Relax your neck and your shoulders. And start to breathe easy now. Choose to be still. Namaste.